Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Beth, and today I wanted to talk about some tips for using the Poshmark app as a reseller. I have been selling on the Poshmark app for about 6 years now, so I have a lot of experience in what works and what doesn't. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about some tips for using the app, some of my favorite ways that I use it to make sales, and go over some of my recent sales so that you can see what brands and things are selling well that you should be on the lookout for if you're a reseller as well. So, if you don't know what Poshmark is, it is an app where you can sell your items. You can either be a full-time reseller and sell items that you thrift and get for cheap and mark them up and flip them essentially, or you can just sell directly out of your own closet as a hobby. And it's just a nice way to make a little bit of extra money while clearing out your closet for getting new things. In my closet, I do a little bit of both. I actually do several things with my closet. So I do pick up items while I'm out thrifting to refurbish and then resell to people. But I also sell things from my own closet, just that are gently used, that I think deserve a new home and a new life, either things that don't fit or just aren't my style, so that I can make way for new items. I also am an artist, as you can probably see behind me. I have lots of colorful art going on in the background here, and that is because I sell my art on the Poshmark app as well, along with crafts and different handmade gifts and items that I sell on Etsy. I do cross list as often as I can, just so that you can get more eyes on the items. But so when you visit my closet, you'll be able to see that I do sell my original art and handmade crafts and gifts in addition to clothing and other home items. In a later video, I will get into how you can use Poshmark if you are an artist or crafter to sell your work, and just another avenue for making sales. That'll be something for later. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about recent sales that I've made and then some tips and tricks to help get you started. Something that I've been doing recently with my Poshmark closet to make more sales is using the offer to likers button. It's something that I've really neglected in the past just because it is, a lot of extra effort to be on the app all the time. But, of course, the amount of time that you spend on the app does increase your sales just because it is bumping your items in the algorithm, and it's helping to build a community for your customers, and it's building your customer service skills. So I have been experimenting with that offer to likers button, using it as quickly as possible once someone likes an item, and I've really noticed that that helps increase my sales. Another important tip that I have for Poshmark and increasing your sales is to have a large closet. I've noticed that the more listings you have available, the more items get attention and likes, and I've actually really been experimenting with that recently. I have been on the Poshmark app for about 8 years now, and in the past I've just listed, one or two things from my home or my closet, but I found that having a large closet and sharing it often is really help increase my visibility. So I do try to list as many items as I possibly can, and as soon as I sell an item, I do try to list something else to replace it, just to keep the quantity of my closet high. And if you're looking for specific numbers, in the beginning, I probably would keep like even two items, or, 2 to 30 in my closet. And I really wasn't getting a lot of visibility. It was moving very slowly, and I was just treating it like a hobby. But ever since I've started treating it, like a business, like a reseller, and then especially since I've had my art on the platform and it's something that I'm actively monitoring as inventory, I do try to keep my closet amount pretty high. So right now I do have 504 available listings. I recently had 526, but I have made 22 recent sales. So that kind of shows you that I haven't yet replenished those. So I do need to get on that and list some of the items that I have pictures of in my phone for sale right now. So that'll be a project for tonight for me. Another tip I have is to ship as quickly as possible. I know that it can be difficult to fit in shipping your selling items in your real job and your real life, but I do try to prioritize shipping an item next day if I possibly can, just so that I can keep my time shipping really low, because that does show on your public profile, and it's something that people will call out in your love notes, which are reviews essentially, once they receive your item. So I am proud to maintain a 1 day shipping average, so that's something that I try to keep that way. Great, so I want to share some of my recent sales with you so that you can see what items are selling and for how much, so you can see what customers are looking for, so that you can stock similar items in your own closet. And keep in mind that this was for the month of December 2024, so this was middle of winter and around Christmas season, so that definitely will impact the type of listings that people are buying. So keep in mind seasonality is always something to think about. All right, so I sold this really cute dinosaur sweatshirt. which is gray background with cute little green dinosaurs. I absolutely loved this. This was from my personal closet. It was Fifth Sun brand, and I sold it for $11. I did this through an offer to likers, so that definitely worked as a tactic this time. I sold this long sleeve tie-dye top. It was Perfect Peach brand, and this was also from my personal closet. I sold this one for $15. So definitely long sleeve tops were in last month. I sold this absolutely adorable mug from World Market. It had vines and peacock on it. This one was super cute. This was a thrifted item, and I sold this one for $28. So I was pretty happy with that. I sold this bundle of two tie-dye baby onesies, size 6 to 9 months. These were Child of Mine Carter's brand. This was from my son's personal closet, and I sold these together for $6. I absolutely love this one. This was a sunshine print throw pillow. This was a thrifted item. I sold this one for $16. This was something that actually was sitting around for quite a bit in my closet. So I did do one of my hacks for Poshmark, which is once the item has sat for a while, you actually copy it and then relist it so it shows up as a fresh item. So I actually think I did that a couple of times over the months, and so I got some new fresh audience by doing that, and then it did finally sell last month. This one was amazing. I almost kept it. It was perfect for Christmas. This was an Anthropologie Christmas mug. It was a Santa mug. So adorable. I absolutely love this one. This was a thrifted item. It was such a steal. I got it for 50 cents and I sold it for $25. This was another wonderful December sale. This was a teal winter puffer coat. The brand was American Stitch, and this one was brand new without tags. I did purchase this and then it just wasn't a good fit for me, so it was a personal closet sale, and I sold it for $40. So when you're on the Poshmark app for a while, you definitely notice that some brands are more popular than others, and Anthropologie is definitely one of them. I sold multiple Anthropologie items this month. So this one here was an Anthropologie gemstone necklace. It was blue and yellow gemstones. This was so beautiful. It was on a ribbon. This was from my personal closet, just didn't work for me anymore, and I was ready to rotate, so I sold it for $30. And speaking of seasonal items, this was definitely a seasonal item. This was from my personal closet. This was Old Navy brand holiday, sort of a rainbow Fair Isle type of print. And it's a long sleeve t-shirt. It was like either pajamas or a top. And I sold this one for $8. Lovetree is another awesome brand that I like to look for. It's a boutique brand. This was a Lovetree black duster cardigan sweater, open front style. And this, I think I received this in a fill-a-box sale from one of my Poshmark friends who was running a live sale. So it was quite cheap. Usually those fill-a-box sales are fill a 5-pound box for like, $25 or $30. So the more you can fit in there, the better. And then the items actually become really cheap. So this one, it didn't work out for me. I did purchase it for myself, but it ended up selling. And I got it for cheap, so I sold it for cheap. I sold it for $9 just to sort of move it out of my house. This was a great December sale. This was something that I had personally bought for myself just to, I think, go fishing and foraging, and it just didn't work. It was a little too small for me, so I reposhed it, which just means to resell it again. And it was a vintage fishing and foraging mini backpack basket. So it's pretty cool. It was like a backpack, but it was a basket style, so you can kind of take it outdoors. You can use it either for decor or just, as a backpack. So this one ended up selling for $85. So I was very happy with that. This was a great sale. I love Poshmark because it's also, sort of a social app. You kind of do make friends with different people when you're on there for a while, and you can also make friends with your customers. So I had a nice conversation back and forth with the woman that purchased this sweater, and she told me that she was going to wear it to a movie marathon for Marvel movies, and it is a Marvel sweatshirt. This was really well worn and well loved. I had had it for several years and just wanted to rotate it out. So, it was very well used and had some pilling, but it really cozy. Kind of had that old sweatshirt feel that you can't really buy. You have to just wear your sweatshirt for several years to get this. So I'm sure that she had a nice movie marathon while wearing it, and I sold it to her for $11. This was another awesome sale. This was from my personal closet, just something that didn't work out for me, but they were brand new without tags, so it was a great thing to resell on Poshmark. So this was the Papio Birkenstock silver lace-up ankle sandals. And Papio is the fashion division of Birkenstock, and they're super trendy, really cute, great for summer, and I sold them for $98. Like I said, Anthropologie is a really hot brand, especially in my closet. So this was another Anthropologie sale that I made. This was the Anthropologie Parker Monogram mug, the letter A. And this was another awesome thrift find. I got this for 50 cents and I sold it for $20. Jackets were definitely in last month because it's winter. So I sold this vegan leather camel brown faux leather zip up hooded jacket. And I think this was a Christmas present that I got several years ago and just didn't work for my style or my size. So it was brand new without tags. I just hadn't used it, so I decided to sell it. So I sold it for $22. This one was a thrift find. This was an LL Bean men's item, and I don't typically sell men's items in my closet, so I was actually really surprised when this sold within 24 hours of listing it. So that's pretty cool. I actually did some comps before I listed it for the price that I sold it at, which was $25. And that seemed to be a good middle of the range price. It is Sherpa lined, and Sherpa's really cozy and in for the winter time. And like I said, it's a men's item, so I was kind of just experimenting to see if this would work. And it sold so quickly, I might actually look for more men's items just to see how that goes in my closet. This was just a random item. This was just a declutter from my house, but this was a book, a large print book, hardcover book, A Salty Piece of Land by Jimmy Buffett. And I know he's got kind of a cult following, so I'm hoping that whoever got this really enjoys it. But it came with a bonus CD. That's pretty cool. I didn't really know what to do with it and just wanted to get it out of my house, so I sold it for $4, and it actually sold pretty quickly after I listed it. So I think that's pretty cool. This was a nice dress. I was really excited to sell this one. This was a sort of bodycon snake print maxi dress for summertime, and this was from my personal closet. It sold to someone in the South, so they'll be able to wear it a little more than I will up in the Pacific Northwest, hopefully. And I sold this one for $16, and the brand was Just Love, which is a boutique brand. I also sold this really cute little succulent planter that looks like a purple dinosaur. This was just from my personal garden. I grew a succulent in it last year and it just didn't work out for me. It was a little too small. So I sold it on Poshmark and I sold it for $9 and it sold pretty quickly after listing it. I think it was within a week or so, which is pretty good for my closet. Usually things sit for a little bit longer. Although everything does sell eventually, which is really cool. There's a buyer for everything. So if you're thinking about selling something from your house, definitely I encourage you to just do that because you never know who's going to want it and it might find a perfect new home. And if you're not on Poshmark yet, definitely check it out. I'm going to put my link and for my code on the screen. And if you sign up, then you get some money toward your first purchase. And then I actually get money for referring you. So if you do that, I really appreciate it. And follow my closet and feel free to interact and engage so we can be friends there on the app. And I hope that you have a great time selling. All right, so next I sold this Universal Threads crossbody bag. It was a really cute, like checkered woven purse that I found at the thrift store. I think I found this for $3, which felt good based on the comps that I did while I was in the store. I felt like I could flip that pretty easily. It didn't have the tag attached, but it had like the attachment for the tag, if that makes sense. Like the tag had fallen off somewhere, but it was the original like manufacturer's loop for the tag. So I did sell this as new without tags. It didn't have any wear on it, which was nice. And I sold this one, I think within 3 weeks of purchasing it, and I sold it for $34. So I was really happy with that. And this was just so cute. I love selling the things that like I really like and would wear myself. And so I really hope whoever got this really loves it and it has an awesome new home. So some of the sales that surprised me in December were of the brand LuLaRoe. And I used to purchase a lot of clothes from LuLaRoe back in the day. And unfortunately, I just don't like them anymore. They're not really my style, but they are some really pretty pieces. So I'm glad that someone is going to enjoy them. But I did have several sales of LuLaRoe this month. So this was a long black red floral maxi skirt, really pretty, kind of like Fiesta vibes. I think I only wore it once, and so I sold it for $11. These shoes were really cute. So I don't know how to pronounce this brand, but it's Beezees, like Bzees, and this was their Charlie slip-on white breathable mesh shoes. And these are cool. Apparently they're machine washable when I Googled the brand, so I think that's pretty awesome for a shoe. And they're a nice athleisure style, which is really in right now. They retailed for $95 when I looked them up, which is pretty cool because I think I got them at a thrift store for a couple bucks. And they sold for $35, which is pretty awesome. So I had another LuLaRoe sale. This person actually bought 3 items, so that was really nice to clear that out of my closet. They bought this really cute sort of teal mint color lace overlay skirt. They also bought this orange and blue floral dress that has a zip up the back, and then this leaves cardigan, which was originally longer, but it was from my personal closet, and I actually hand altered it myself. I do sewing, so it looked nice. And this was sold in a bundle of 3, and I sold them for a bundle discount of 30%. So when you bundle together multiple items from many people's closets, but definitely mine, then you get an additional discount on your bundle. And sometimes if you bundle together, I'll give you an even better deal just because I think that's pretty cool to send multiple things out of my house at once. And I like, personally, when I order something, I like opening up a box and, having multiple nice things in there. So I like to incentivize bundles. But overall, I'm very happy with my sales from December. December is traditionally a slower month on Poshmark just because people like to buy items new from traditional stores rather than thrifting or buying secondhand. So I was pretty pleased with that. I do Poshmark, sort of part-time to get, additional income by the month. But like I said, I do sell my artwork on my Poshmark as well. I did sell multiple pieces of art last month. I just didn't sell them on Poshmark. I actually sold them on Etsy and through my website and just through general peer-to-peer. So maybe I'll do a video in the future about how I sell my art, but Poshmark is another place where I do have it listed. So check out my pieces while you're on Poshmark. I'll put my link below and my username is on screen so you can follow my closet. And thank you for watching this video. I look forward to doing a little bit more on tips and tricks for Poshmark, how I gain sales, and also how I sell things as an artist and crafter. And if you want to see how I create my art and just a little bit more inspiration and creativity, I do have another YouTube channel. It's under the same name as my Poshmark closet, which is Edge of Elizabeth. And I'll put that in my link below as well so that you can check it out and follow me there too. And if you sell on Poshmark too, I would love to hear about what you sold last month and any tips or items that you think our community should know just to help them be the best reseller that they can be. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.